Good afternoon. My name is Tyler Williams, the host of Graduation. Welcome to the Western Michigan University Thomas M. Cooley Law School graduation ceremony for the Joseph Mckenna classes. Today we will graduate our Masters of Law and Juris Doctor candidates. The assembly is requested to stand while the invocation is pronounced by Professor Christine Church. Please remain standing after the invocation for the national anthem.
So I feel like a proud mama. And what mamas do is they give a blessing. This comes from an Irish poet, John O'Donoghue, and it's called A Blessing of Angels. May the angels in their beauty bless you. May they turn toward you streams of blessings. May the angel of awakening stir your heart to come alive to the eternal within you, to all the invitations that quietly surround you. May the angel of healing turn your wounds into sources of refreshment. May the angel of compassion open your eyes to the unseen suffering around you. May the angel of wildness disturb the places where your life is domesticated and safe, and take you to territories of true otherness, where all that is awkward in you can fall into its own rhythm. May the angel of justice disturb you, to take the side of the poor and the wronged. May the angel of encouragement confirm you in worth and self-respect, that you may live with the dignity that presides in your soul. And may all the angels be your sheltering and joyful guardians.
Please join in singing our national anthem. Please be seated. The valedictory will be presented by Jessica Savillo, who was selected by the Joseph Mckenna class from the Tampa Bay campus to present the class's farewell comments.
Hello, everyone. So how did we get here today? It feels like we were 1Ls in Contracts 1 just yesterday together. So many big moments in our lives feel like they are over in just the blink of an eye. The first day of law school, the first day of our law school exams, the first time we met our classmates. We have been waiting for graduation to come for what feels like a very long time, but then it will be over in just a few short hours. For many of us, Our first day of law school was nothing short of intimidating. It was something we never experienced before. We had to learn new skills, such as briefing a case, using IRAC, and balancing a heavy course load. Law school challenged all of us to adapt and to grow. Now, here we are. We have finally made it to that big day we have all been waiting for. We did it. Some of us plan to start bar preparation immediately after graduation. Others will take on new jobs and opportunities in the workforce. Whatever that next step is for you, one of the most important things to do right now is to take in this very moment. It sounds simple, yet the phrase, "take in this moment," has so much meaning for this graduating class. This journey required sacrifice, dedication, and a long-term commitment. We did our work, we passed our midterms and final exams, we successfully checked off each semester, and we moved forward to that next challenge. Some of us worked full and part-time jobs while being students. Others had families to take care of while balancing the difficult course load. Some focused entirely on law studies. But did we remember to reflect on our achievements along the way? Did we take that time to recognize all of our growth and to give ourselves a pat on the back? Probably not, because the focus was always on what we had to do next, where we had to go next. So, how did we get here? Well, we got here with each other. Classmates, you are truly so inspiring. Sharon Woodbury was a fantastic team player and leader. Ronya Lugo-Ackergan worked so hard in all of her classes, and she was kind to everyone. Eric Hall knew how to make anyone laugh and smile. Lauren Beaumonte became a confident advocate in trial skills. Tyrone Lowry was always someone that you could lean on. There's so many more of you in this class that I haven't named, but we've noticed each other, we have leaned on each other, and we are so proud of each other. We built meaningful connections with each other. We could ask each other for advice. We always knew there was someone we could count on to understand what we were going through together. We got through law school together, and we will always cheer each other on. We also got here because of the support that we had along this way. This room is filled with so many of our loved ones who were here for us through thick and thin. If you are here supporting one of our law school graduates, as you all are, thank you so much for everything that you do. I would like to take a moment to ask you all to stand for a round of applause. Thank you for everything that you do. And of course, we got here with the help of Cooley's faculty and staff. On behalf of our graduating class, I want to thank each and every one of you for being there for us. Can we please give them a round of applause? Our graduating class is going to make a difference in the legal field. We are passionate about our careers and the responsibilities that we have. As we enter this next chapter, we will face a whole new set of challenges. We're going to meet new people, learn new tasks, and be in new environments. For our graduating class, that is nothing to fear. Instead, it is something to be excited about. We know how to persevere, and we know how to adapt to change. We know how to strive to be the best versions of ourselves. So as we take on all the next chapters of our lives, let's give ourselves the opportunity and the space to reflect on our achievements. Let's take the time to slow down and to remember our purpose. Let's be proud of the goals we achieve and the people we become. Let's be grateful for the people who support us and cheer us on. So to answer the question, how did we get here today? We took one step forward every single day. We stayed the course, we decided every day to keep going, and as we take those next steps, remember we are strong, remember that we have each other, and we have those who love us, and remember to take in the moments that life gives us. Congratulations to the graduating class. Congratulations. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present to you the President and Dean of Western Michigan University Cooley Law School, James McGrath, who will provide opening remarks and introduce the commencement speaker.
Thank you very much. So let me also offer a big hearty welcome to everyone here today, our distinguished guests, our amazing staff, many of whom are working behind the scenes today, our wonderful faculty, and of course the reason why we're all here, the soon-to-be graduates of the Joseph Mckenna class of 2023. And you can clap for that anytime someone says it. Like Jessica, I also want to give a special thank you to anyone and everyone who helped our graduates get through law school. Whether you're a family member, friend, it's delicious by the way, or anyone in our grad support system, you all knew how committed our grads were, and I appreciate any support you gave them, whether it was emotional support, maybe helping them learn, maybe running flashcards, maybe giving them some financial support, that's good too. However you were there for our grads, I would like to say thank you. And I would like to say, it's over. All of our hard work is done. Hang on. I would like to say that. But I can't, because there's one big hurdle left, and that's the bar exam. So today we're going to celebrate your success, enjoy this beautiful weekend, and then you got to get back to work to prepare for that next big challenge. So to all the family and friends, they're still ours for a little while. We'll give them back to you shortly. And today, just enjoy this special day and make it a special weekend. April 15th, 2023. Sometimes our graduations fall on a day that has special significance. So I looked it up. What is today? Well, I can't be right. It's National Glazed Spiral Ham Day. It's also National Gripers Day. National Laundry Day and no. None of these is what I was looking for. I was looking for something with gravitas, something that would make you remember this date. But then I remembered, hey, April 15th is what? So every tax day now, you can say, yeah, it may be tax day, but it's also the day I graduated law school, all right? And if you've lost touch with some of your classmates over the years, and some of you will, some of you have made lifelong friends you'll call every day for the rest of your life. But if you've lost touch, maybe April 15th, break out the little, I don't know, it's not a Rolodex anymore. Electronic device that holds your family and friends' names and give them a call. So to all the family and friends, our grads today are about to become lawyers, and they'll have earned some special powers with commensurate responsibilities to serve. And what an awesome, awesome privilege it is to be a member of this noble profession, particularly in times of uncertainty like we have today. They've gone through law school during a global pandemic, and they're graduating at a time when what the future will look like is still pretty much unknown. Now to our graduates, you look at this time of confusion and you could say, oh my God, this is terrible, what am I going to do? Or you could look at this as an incredible opportunity, a chance to make some meaningful changes that our world desperately needs. And I can't tell you what to do to be part of that positive change, because we all must find the path on our own journey. I only hope that we can respect each other and encourage each other as we work positively to shape the future. And as we face new crises, and there will always be new challenges, we have an opportunity to learn from our past, fix what needs repair, and build a shared understanding of equality, justice, and inclusion in this new era that together we need to create. We will be a much more effective agent of change once you've graduated, so let me stop talking and get us closer to that. But first a few quick thank yous. First of all, thank you to our host today, Tyler. Tyler Williams, for doing a terrific job. Yes, please. And to Professor Christine Church for her very tender and heartwarming invocation. And you didn't get a chance to clap then, and people weren't sure. This is the time. There you go. I don't mind telling you, I feel like a little bit like a mama bear myself. And of course, Jessica Civillo for her incredibly heartwarming farewell address. Jessica, thank you so much. But now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, the Honorable Jagisa Patel Duku, who, all of our graduates went to law school during the pandemic. Well, during the lockdown in the early days of the pandemic, a lot of us went into virtual hibernation, but not Judge Patel Duku. She continued on with her preparation for a traditional Indian wedding in the midst of the pandemic. She had to pivot and reorganize everything because of persistent COVID precautions. But still, she got married, had to rearrange her honeymoon plans due to even more COVID restrictions, and embarked on building a home, all while continuing her work as a prosecutor with the Florida State Attorney's Office. Not only that, during the same period, she was nominated for 2 different judicial positions and was appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis to the 18th Circuit Court, serving Brevard and Seminole counties. She took office on, yeah, please. She took office on July 5th, 2022. And previous to her appointment on the bench, she also served, as I mentioned, as an assistant state attorney in the 18th Judicial Circuit for 13 years in both Brevard and Seminole counties. She completed an externship with the office and joined the staff full-time immediately following her graduation from WMU Cooley. Yeah. With the state attorney's office, she served as the division chief for the domestic violence unit, and prior to that position, as the intake attorney for both the sex crimes and child abuse unit and the human trafficking unit. She's also served in the private sector as general counsel for IT Concepts, a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business in Arlington, Virginia. Judge Patel Duku is passionate about assisting victims of violent crimes as well as protecting children. She's won awards for her work. There's so many of them, we'd be here all day. I'm just going to say there's a lot. She's also spoken frequently to Florida citizens about human trafficking. She said her judgeship is the realization of a lifetime dream. She always knew she wanted to be a judge. In fact, she has known since middle school that she wanted a career in the law. It started with her volunteer participation in the Brevard County's Teen Court program through the state attorney's office. In this program, students serve as volunteer prosecutors, public defenders, and jurors, hearing cases and rendering decisions for actual juveniles opting for alternative sanctions rather than getting a criminal record. After becoming a prosecutor, Judge Patel Duku would later go on to become a volunteer judge in that same teen court program. Judge Patel Duku exemplifies the Cooley spirit of community, of leadership, and furthering social justice. Please join me in welcoming her to this podium.
Good afternoon. All right. It's an honor to be here today. My name is Jagisa Patel Duku, and I was a graduate in 2009. And thank you, President McGrath, for inviting me to be a speaker for the Joseph Mckenna graduating class of 2023. So, yeah. You earned it. So, in January 2009, I was seated exactly where you are today. Well, a few thousand miles away and about 50 and 60 degrees colder in Lansing, Michigan. Now, I recall the 2 emotions that I felt. The first was pride. So I was the first person in my family to graduate with a doctorate degree. And one of my motivations was so that my nieces and nephews could break a glass ceiling. And this year, my niece, my oldest niece, will be receiving, I'll be at her white coat ceremony for medical school. So, yeah. The second was fear. I was terrified of the unknown. And for those that are older, you know fear is actually an amazing feeling because fear can lead to 2 results. One, it can cripple you. If you let fear overcome you, you may just succumb to fear and not move forward. The second, it can motivate you. Let it motivate you. I wish that I could take a time machine with Marty McFly back to 2009 and tell myself it was going to be okay. Because as I was sitting there at graduation, 4 weeks from then, I would have learned that I was going to have a job offer before passing the bar. 6 weeks from graduation, I was going to sit and pass the Florida bar. And then in 2000, well, thank you. And in 2023, if you had told me I was going to be the first Indian American female circuit court judge for the 18th Judicial Circuit, I would have told Marty McFly and myself to just go ahead, you're kidding me. I can't imagine that. That's absolutely ridiculous. But you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And as I was sitting there, my goal was simple. Focus on your goals. It was 2 goals. The first, I wanted to make sure if you don't have a voice, especially in the community, I wanted to give you a voice. I wanted to make sure victims or civilians knew that you can have representation, that I can help you now that I possess a law degree. And the second, this thing is really hot. Okay. Is that I wanted to treat others the way that I want to be treated, and that's with kindness. You can go so far in life with just treating others and being compassionate and knowing that not everyone's dealt the same cards in life, and just give somebody a break. Sometimes they're going through a hurdle that you could never imagine going through. So treat them with kindness. So my 3 aims. This is how I achieve my goals. There's 3 rules, and I stuck by them. My first, my family. And family is of everything. That's your friends, that's your children, your spouse, your mentors, your faculty, your colleagues, those that sit beside you. You are entering a profession that will take your time, patience, and your attention. And I tell you, you do not get where you are today without a little bit of help from these people behind you. And your family, friends, mentors, spouses, all of those people sacrificed because they knew that this was a stepping stone to your future. And do not take them for granted. Your family deserves your time and attention, so make them a priority. At my investiture, the people that were at graduation with me that day, my family and my friends, as well as my classmates, you guys have gone through the trenches together, so you understand each other, but they were all in my family section at my investiture. Invest in these relationships. They will keep you humble. Because when I told my classmates I was becoming a judge, they said, "What do we call you now?" And I said, "Nope." No. We are not going back to 2009. Just call me Jagisa. But they will keep you humble and happy, and they will carry you so far through life. Look how far you've come now. The second goal, challenge yourself. Now, my career has, again, as President McGrath so beautifully and eloquently put it, I have gone from Florida to DC and back to Florida. So when I started my career, I was a prosecutor, but I spoke to my supervisor and I said, here's what my goals are. And I played my cards close to my chest because a lot of the time people want to negate or put you down before they even know what your value is. I never let someone define who I was and what my value is. So make sure to define yourself and find out who you are. You've still got a long ways to go, all right? So when I started my career, I was also traveling, and I was also an educator for the local community college because I love to teach. And it was great. My supervisor, we're on the same page. She had put me within a year or 13 months on a DUI manslaughter as a lead attorney. And when she came to my office, I said, "Me? I've only been here a year." And she said, "You wanted a challenge, right?" And I was like, "Yes, I did." Yes, I did. So I took it. And ever since I took that, then 3 years later, I was lead attorney for a capital sexual battery, and I obtained a guilty verdict and sentenced somebody who abused a 10-year-old child for a life sentence because I was able to help her. So, thank you. Now, that was 4.5 years with being the state attorney's office. So at that time, our current state attorney was retiring, and now the state attorney is Phil Archer. And Phil and I had worked together before he had become a state attorney. So we'd become more like friends. But when he became my boss, I'd come to him and I said, "Hey, Phil," or Mr. Archer, I said, "I've been presented with an opportunity. It's in DC, and it means I would be leaving your office, but I don't know if I'm going to regret if I say no." And he said, "I have one question for you." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "Is it a vertical move or is it lateral? If it's lateral, I'm going to give you more money and you can stay here. He said, and I said, no, it's vertical. I'll be with a veteran-owned small service-disabled small business. I'll be independently managing $100 million contracts by myself. And I think this would be incredible for my career. And he said, you got to take it. But if you come back to Florida, you call me. You have a job waiting for you. And I said, what? I said, you're just kidding, whatever. And so throughout your career, do not burn bridges, because after I had served 2 years in DC, it was amazing. I'd kayaked on the Potomac, I'd hiked in the Shenandoah, I'd visited every museum, I loved it. I traveled the world, and I was missing my purpose. Yes, I was doing a great job, and I loved it, and money was great. But at the end of the day, every time I prayed, I was missing something, and Bhagwan, well, we say Bhagwan, but God was telling me that you're not serving your purpose. I couldn't figure that out, and I spoke with my family and my friends, and they said, I think you need to come back. So I called Phil. He was not kidding. Mr. Archer, within 2 seconds of being on the phone, said, you're coming back. I said, yes. I said, but there's a catch. He's like, what's the catch? I said, if I come back, I'm going to continue my civil practice with criminal. And he said, I have one question. He said, why do you always have one question? He said, when are you going to sleep? And I said, I haven't figured that out yet. So for 4 years, I simultaneously practiced 4 years of criminal and 4 years of civil. Then the time came where, as soon as I got back to the Seminole County office, I was presented with opportunity. Remember, challenge yourself. And they said, hey, when you left, you had done all the research for human trafficking cases, and that was my next step because I was in capital sexual battery, so the next would have been homicide or human trafficking. So at that point, they said, will you co-prosecute this human trafficking? It'll be the first in the county. I said, yes. I was like, let me think about this. Okay, yes, I'll do it. Because there's some hesitation. Remember, fear does not disappear. No matter how old you get, fear will always creep its way in, but overcome it. Be confident, trust yourself. You know what your worth is, and you'll always land on your feet. But if you challenge yourself, you will fail and succeed, but it's okay. I've learned more from my failures than I have from my successes. So human trafficking, and then as President McGrath said, it was sex crimes and child abuse, and then the division chief for domestic violence. And why do I tell you to challenge yourself? Well, this is why. So when I got the interview for the Judicial Nominating Commission, and I cannot take credit for this, my husband is actually the one, I introduced myself, and they said, please tell us about yourself. And the very first sentence out of my mouth was, I have 22 years of experience in different facets of law in my 13-year career. I didn't do the shoulder thing, but I always wanted to challenge myself and always say yes to opportunities that terrify you, because the results will blow you away. And as for traveling, always travel. I love travel. This year, my husband is taking me, I'm checking the 6th continent off. We're going back to Guyana, to where my husband was born and raised. And so I've learned more from the outside world, traveling the US, traveling internationally, than I have in the classroom. So take advantage of that. You will learn so much from other people around the world. It's absolutely beautiful. And my third aim, the community. So what you give to your community, you'll receive tenfold. As a prosecutor and as a judge, I continue to volunteer, whether it's speaking engagements, serving the community, whether it's educating, whether it's going to classrooms with young children. A small child can put on my robe and they may see firefighter, they may see teacher, they may see becoming a CEO of their own company. The whole purpose of them trying on my robe or speaking to the community, especially children, is they mirror what they see. And I want to break that ceiling for them too. My nieces and nephews, I bury them with that stuff all the time. And they're just like, we get it. And I'm like, no, but I really want you to understand you can accomplish more than you can imagine. Now, I never serve with the expectation of anything in return, so please be careful with that. Any time of happiness that you receive or you do it for the wrong reason, you won't understand this true understanding of giving back to your community. My sole reason is I just want to inspire at least one person to see themselves in a position that they never imagined. Sometimes you will lose sight of who you are, and you need your friends and family to pull you back and remind you. That's what others need from your community. They see you, and they may just need your help or words of advice to pull them back into a position of a better place. So, with that being said, all I ask of you, those are my 3, challenge yourself, keep your family first. And by family, I mean your friends, your children, everyone that surrounds you and builds you up, and your community. I ask you, please be fearless and know that you are more than capable of what you can imagine. And then take risk and build your career. You're young, you can do it now. And for those graduates that said congratulations because they thought I was a graduate, thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciated that. I needed that. But most of all, at the end of the day, be happy. It's your career. Build it, but be happy. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I'm honored to have given you a few pages out of my playbook to help you along your journey. It's going to be an incredible one. Enjoy the ride. Congratulations, graduates.
It is now my privilege to introduce Assistant Dean of the Tampa Bay campus, Catherine Gustafson, who will present the candidates for graduation.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments, the graduating class will be receiving their degrees. This is an important and solemn occasion, and we request that all persons in the assembly remain in their seats during the ceremony until all degrees have been conferred. The faculty of the Western Michigan University Cooley Law School has established criteria for the courses of instruction, the standards of achievement, and the period of residence necessary to ensure professional proficiency and practical scholarship in the law, and has also established the requirements for the degrees Juris Doctor and Master of Laws. The board has been advised that at the end of Hillary term 2023, 79 Juris Doctor students and 6 Master of Law students of the class known as the Mckenna class were examined and were found to have fulfilled all the requirements for those degrees. Now, therefore, it is resolved that the degrees are conferred and the candidates who are presented to the President and Dean of Western Michigan University Thomas M. Cooley Law School will receive the degree of Master of Laws or Juris Doctor at his hand. President McGrath, the faculty proudly presents the graduates of the Joseph Mckenna class. The Juris Doctor candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of the Joseph Mckenna class. Sheila J. Amos, cum laude. Elizabeth Anderson. Olivia R. Belmont. Melissa N. Batron. Lauren Elizabeth Bamonte, cum laude. Alexis Nalandra Brown. Alfredo Santiago Castro, Jr., cum laude. J.C. Curtis. Mikhail Gibbs Smith. Eric Hall. Sunbul Hashmi. Marta Wilson King, magna cum laude. Tyrone Marcel Lowry, magna cum laude. Yasmin B. Lee, cum laude. Rania Christina Lugo Ackergren, magna cum laude. David R. Martin. Jasmine Angelique Moses. David Hamilton Page, cum laude. Presley Plummer. Donald Raymond. Jesus Manuel Rosas, cum laude. LP Nikki Roussos. Scotty Sonardi, cum laude. Jessica Lynn Civillo, magna cum laude. James Garrett Stavely. Andrew Paul Westfall, cum laude. Sydney Lee Wolf. And last but certainly not least, Sharon D. Woodbury, cum laude. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of the Joseph Mckenna class.
All right. Wow, well, that was great. Just 3 years, 4 years in the making, whatever. All right. It is now my pleasure to present the Stanley E. Beatty Teaching Award. The Stanley E. Beatty Teaching Award was established in 1979 by the Board of Directors. The award is given to the member of the full-time faculty of the law school who, in the opinion of the graduating members of the Joseph Mckenna class, has, during the past preceding 3 years, made the greatest contribution to their legal education. And this is for the whole school. And that means all the teachers, all the faculty members in Lansing, all the members here in Tampa Bay. And for the second time in a row, maybe technically third time in a row, because last time it was 2 different classes, our winner for the Joseph Mckenna class is Professor Christine Church. Professor Church.
Well, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You don't know what this means. You really don't. I love you all, and you are all going to do great things. We can see it coming. Have a great day.
I could not agree more. So graduates, congratulations again on this very significant milestone in your life. And when things get tough, and they will, I'm going to ask you to remember why you came to law school in the first place. Some of you just looking for a better job. Some of you looking to change the world. Whatever brought you here, whatever passion you came with, and I pray we haven't completely beat it out of you, let that be what drives you as you meet the challenges of being a practicing lawyer or whatever you're doing with your degree. And speaking of challenges, you know I got to say it again, right? For those who have not taken the bar exam, one thing I'd like you to remember is how important your mindset is while you're studying. You know your mindset is critical to your success, right? So you could say to yourself, I just graduated law school, and now I have to take the bar exam, right? Or you could say, I just graduated law school, and now I get to take the bar exam. Yeah. It is a really great privilege. I mean, not many people get to take the bar exam. Not everybody gets to go to college. You did, you graduated. Not everybody gets to go to law school. You did, and you graduated. So you have earned the right to sit for the bar exam. And so let that keep you going as you prepare for this really horrible test. I'm just going to say it. And when it gets rough and the preparation seems like it's overwhelming, and it's going to be overwhelming because it's a really hard test, just remember why you're doing this all. You're doing it for yourself, of course. You're doing it for your colleagues, your peers. You're doing it for your family, and most of all, for your future clients who deserve your excellent representation. And although you're finishing up this, part of your story with WMU Cooley, the book is not finished, right? You're an alumni now, and as Dr. Arnold said earlier today in private, sorry to the rest of you, this is just between us, this starts the longest part of your association with the law school. I know the 3 years seem like an eternity, but the rest of your lives, you're going to be Cooley alums. So I want you to stand tall with over 21,000 Cooley alums out there. And I know you're going to continue to make us all very proud of you. So in closing, I would just like to say thank you again for everyone sharing in this celebration of this incredible achievement. And I welcome you all to join us after we all leave. Right outside the door, there's going to be a little reception for everyone, so come on and join us. But before that, let me turn it back to our host, Tyler Williams. Tyler, take us home.
This concludes our commencement ceremony for the Joseph Mckenna class. We ask that all guests remain seated until the members of the academic procession depart.